My name is Brian Wilson. I am a fourth-year student in the dual degree B.Ed. BSci program majoring in math. I was raised on a farm near Keller, Saskatchewan, which is not far from Punachai, which Mike discussed a lot throughout the semester. Useless fact, I played on a hockey team combined with Gordon's one year, which is very close to Punachai, and still have friends from there. My small town background has raised me to see a very different side of education in comparison to my city friends. I have got to see what it looks like when a teacher has to teach 5 classes in one room at one time. I have seen how diversity can create a unique atmosphere among students, and I have seen how that diversity can build walls in our classrooms between students that should be friends, students that would get along if it were not for the system that they were brought up to believe. I have also got to see a variety of different cultures in my travels, as you can see in the pictures. This experience has allowed me to open my eyes to new ways of teaching and different types of curriculum. I would like to share my experience in ECS 210 with you with what I call curriculum. Curriculum can be defined in many ways, but we do not always agree with those that have the last say. It's a government document we are taught to follow, but sometimes it seems too much to swallow. We break it down to outcomes and indicators. However, curriculum has so many different factors. When I started this class, I thought I hadn't much to learn. Now for more knowledge is all that I yearn. Of the curriculum, these are things we do not like, things that can make us teachers want to strike. We talk of assessment like it's something we get to decide, then standardized testing comes and shoves that aside. No, the system is not great, but nonetheless on thin ice we skate. We as educators must use the 3 teachers, a professional, researcher, and excellent practitioner. They all play a role in teaching a lesson. If used properly, it will be just another session. We prep, we teach, and we do so proficiently, so when we reflect, we think it went swimmingly. We have this thing called common sense, which to describe no one can convince. Just have some common sense, they say, but it's an opinion and there really is no right way. Comishero does break it down for us, about how time and place creates this big fuss. Our own lives develop our own philosophies, yet some people see others' opinions as monstrosities. They refer to students as good and bad, when the person's story may be worse than sad. How do we get to decide who is good? Now all I believe is that anyone could. We cannot treat our students as blanks, but for every student we can give thanks. Thanks for that they continue to strive for their best, and hope that their lives aren't completely messed. There is so much about curriculum we haven't learned yet, the hidden curriculum we cannot forget. The skills and manners we can imply can help our students reach for the sky. Peace and love we try to orate, yet people everywhere have labels we designate. We must work to remove these stereotypes, but it cannot be done with a few wet wipes. We have been raised in this crazy society that lacks much knowledge of propriety. We talk of friendship and trust, and yet we are all just worried about everyone's crust. When did we lose that love for the heart, and give up the faith in those whose lives we are a part? We travel down the path to inclusion, and on the way we deal with so much confusion. However, there is also the positive, and it is a life that our students can live. We deliver a message that can make a difference. In the life of our students, we are an influence. We can now discuss racism, sexism, and homophobia as if it were a conversation about that new math formula. Altering a student's beliefs may seem out of range, although something we definitely have the ability to change. My privilege I cannot overlook, as it is not something you get from a book. Yes, I am a middle-class white male, yet discussing treaty education is something I would not fail. I do not know everything that I would need to, but as Claire would say, I wouldn't expect that of you. We will all have to learn as we go. Teaching treaty education is not like putting on a show. Literacy and numeracy we have to recall. These are not things to be treated as small. Literacy comes in all different forms, from physical to social to the linguistic norm. It is why we teach so the government writes, but literacy is not as simple as black and white. There is much to know of all of the sorts. We must teach for all, we cannot be one short. Numeracy means much more than 1, 2, 3. We have to make word problems all seem too easy. The new friends I have made mean more than you know. My personal learning network just continues to grow. Twitter helps me now more than ever before, and I continue to learn its ways more and more. Blog posts have been something new to me. The comments have helped from Jordan, Chris, and Nikki. Technology will be something I continue to work at, although I feel as if I got these ones down pat. I conclude with thoughts on now and then of my time spent in class ECS 210. There is much more knowledge out there for me to attain, but in this class there is much I did gain. Curriculum is such a big word. I have tried to absorb all that I've heard. Yes, I know there will always be more information as I continue to progress down the path of education.